Hey everybody, NaturalGuard5 here, and welcome to another live stream. This one has to deal, as the title implies, with Optimus Prime 2471. Let me just move the camera back. I just realized it's a little too flat. There we go. Make sure it's standing up right there. We go. Yeah, just a little further. Sounds like you just gotta get in the exact right spot. That should do. Perfect. So, the point of this live stream, I got back to watching some of Optimus Prime 2471's videos, as well as Conrail Fan 76 videos. Oh, hello, Mason. Um, Now I'm not gonna try to be mean or anything like that. I want to make that abundantly clear for this stream. Is I'm not mad at Optimus Prime 2471. However, I will say I am pretty irritated with him. Because after the whole debacle that was Andrew and the coaches, um, Optimus Prime 2471 comes out and says, I will learn and make sure that some of this stuff doesn't happen again. However, in the very next video, or the one that I saw, was Shave for a Diesel. And Shave for a Diesel, that was fine. I was totally fine with that one because the idea is simple. Instead of Duck crashing into the barbershop, it's Diesel. Okay, it's a good concept, right? That is until it actually starts. Um, Once again, the title sequence is the same as always, the same font, the same issues that Conrail Fan 76 mentioned, such as the title screen or whatever not being right. Well, not the title screen, but the font. It's not the Thomas font. And, the control right click is still there. So I think two things. Either Optimus Prime 2471 recycled his opening theme, which I can give that a pass. If you want to recycle the opening theme, like with what Thomas and Friends or whatever do, and recycle a theme, I get that. And sorry if it keeps going back and forth. There's a window right behind me in terms of brightness. Anyway, so the opening theme is about the same, aside from the title of the episode itself. You have that weird Tomy Trackmaster, and to me, I'm just like, how does Tomy fit with what you're presenting? I looked at it, I'm like, it's Trains a New Era, okay? So Tomy Trackmaster, that makes little to no sense. And then he shows the Brett Alcroft bit, you know, produced for TV for Brett Alcroft. Now, to me, I see that more as maybe you're giving a little nod to the original creator, Brett Alcroft, the Brett Alcroft Company. That's who used to produce it for TV. If you're making a little nod to that, I can let that slide, And to the four that are on, go ahead and send off your thoughts. Let other people know about this live stream because it's been on my chest. And you still have that big Bandicam watermark. Again, I like the idea of Fraps because Fraps it's a really tiny watermark up in the top. You can barely see it. I remember Thomas 1, Edward 2, Henry 3. Hello, Katarina. Um, Thomas 1, Edward 2, Henry 3 uses Fraps, and you can barely see it. Like right where the brim of my hat is kind of where the Fraps logo would be. It was pretty small, but it didn't take away from the whole from what you were watching. Bandicam, yeah, it's a little bit bigger, be about like that big on the screen. So there's that. Then we get to the Achilles heel of why these on the fly scripts don't work. The only person I know of that can make it work is Victor Tanzig. I think he mentioned that in one of his greetings and salutations videos. I think it was in a Q&A. He said, "Do you use scripts?" And I think he said no. I think he said it's on the fly. But I think what he does is he thinks it for a minute or two, I think, and then comes out with it. That's honestly what Optimus Prime 2471 needs to do. is just think, and then, there's that second long pause in the dialogue, cut that, and then you would put it together. That's probably what Victor Tanzig does. And I was surprised that Victor didn't use scripts. I use scripts because, I can't think for the life of me. It's like, wait, say it again. I can't remember. That's how I am when it comes to trying to do it on the fly. It's like I need it right in front of me. Which is why I'll never be in the, I can't really, I can do voice acting, I can't do like movies. I would stink. I'd constantly be saying, wait, what's my line? Anyway, what I'm getting at is with Optimus Prime 2471 is you need to think before. I'm not saying it in a mean way. I wanted to make this abundantly clear. This is more, I guess, of a brutally honest, constructive criticism. But there is one point I'll get to in a minute that did really irk me. So again, take this with a grain of salt. It's just I'm giving brutally honest, constructive criticism. That's the best way I can put it. There's a couple things with the control right click that do pop up, and Schaefer Diesel was probably one of the better episodes that he did. The problem is like once the episode started in, there was one little part that didn't make a whole lot of sense, which was when Diesel's driver got down from the rooftop. What I wanted to say in like what Conrail Fan 76 did was, if there was a rooftop cafe, why was the driver on the rooftop in the first place? Endeavorous Diesel. I forget. I think Endeavor means well, someone let me know in the comments because I can't remember what endeavor means. I think it means like I think of it mixed up with entrepreneurship, which is like starting your own business, but I can't remember. The cars being calm, but then wanting to play tricks. It's like that's the most cliche thing they do. They play tricks. And then we get to where it kind of falls apart. Is they're going up Gordon's Hill, but for some reason Optimus Prime 2471 called it Henry's Hill, and I'm scratching my head a little like, why would you call it Henry's Hill? Unless it's an inside joke or something, but I don't know. Travis says it's actually to achieve a goal. I'm not sure what you meant by that, Ahab Bears. That's a little confusing. But basically, it's just like they get to the top of Gordon's Hill. Oh, okay. To mean endeavor. Thank you. Yeah, I brain farted on that word. I'm like, what does it mean? I got it mixed up with entrepreneurship, like I said. Hello, Duck1172. Yeah, keep coming. Come on in. Again, for those that are joining, I'm basically kind of doing a live stream, brutally honest, constructive criticism of Optimus Prime's shave for a diesel. I wanted to talk about this. Again, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just giving my 2 cents of what's going on. So again, Diesel gets to Henry's Hill, as he calls it, and the when Optimus Prime 2471 starts going down the hill, his driver's like, he gives the most like boring line for some reason. I don't know why. And then the trucks, they do like what Thomas and the Trucks did, which is, I guess that was a little reference when the trucks pushed into Diesel, or in James in a Mess, where they pushed James down the hill. Don't know why the cars are so suicidal on the island of Sodor. It boggles my mind even as an adult. Like as a kid, I'm like, why are the cars causing so much trouble? Why did the fat controller buy these suicidal cars? And I know in England they're called trucks. Like trucks are, it's terminology. It's weird. But then as Diesel's going down the hill, he's not going that fast. And I think Optimus Prime, Optimus 2471, was saying like, he wasn't paying attention. And then all of a sudden it switches to he was terrified. It's like, wow, that's a big mood swing. It's like a sudden mood change. It's like, oh, okay, we're going down the hill. Oh, geez, I better stop. It's just, it didn't flow right. And, and then it's like, the alarm was running down the line, and then he said through the line twice, so it was a little bit redundant. And then he kind of said a little too early. The signalman was frantic, and I'm looking like, where's the signalman? And then the signal box is there. It's like, oh, there it is. So okay, he just came in a little early. Then you see Diesel go by, and then this is where it it didn't work with me at all. Was when we see Sheffield, who is number 14. He's got, I think, two coaches wrestling. Optimus Prime 2471 just stuttered. He was like, I'm just like, you need. I was just like, I had to pause and just think, what the heck just happened there? And then it's like, no script. Optimus Prime 2471, if you watch this, or if you are watching this, please, for future, Thomas and Friends trains things that you do, please get a script together. It's so glaring when you stammer and it's an on-the-fly narration. Like, it's understandable if it's like mentioned in a script to stutter, like like in that one Haunted Henry thing, ghosts. That was intentional stuttering. And to be honest, because as growing up a little bit, I hadn't heard of Sheffield, but I guess he's like one of those community characters. He's not an OC, but um he's like one of those community created characters. And to be honest, when I was in my earlier 20s, I thought people were saying shit field. I'm not joking. I thought people were saying shit field. I'm like, who names their character that? And I'm realized, oh, it's Sheffield. I'm like, my ears don't process that well. But again, the whole stuttering bit was just so glaring. It was just one of the down lowest points of that episode that he did. And people are saying Wild Northwester on Wilbur. Oh, okay, so he's a spin of Wilbur the Fourth. Okay, thank you. But again, the whole stammering bit, and if you want to look this up, anybody, it's called Shave for a Diesel by Optimus Prime 2471. The stammering, unless it's scripted, just doesn't work. And it happened, I think, in Velocity Vulcan as well, where he stammered for at least 2 to 3 seconds. And when I just had to stop the video, and I'm just like, no, this doesn't work. And it kind of got a little better after that. So Diesel goes off into the siding like Duck does, which is why it's called Shave for a Diesel. It's a role reversal. But he slows down, and, he slows down a little bit, and you think, okay, he's gonna stop. And then all of a sudden, he just like launches forward into the barbershop. Okay then. And then you had the cliche, luckily no one was hurt. But then again, I'm thinking he plowed through a barbershop, went clean through instead of Duck, where he just plowed, like, came to a halt right in front of the barbershop, I'm just like, okay, that works. And none of the freight apparently was damaged. Like, there was one crate on the car right behind Diesel that almost got knocked over. And I'm like, okay, you did a good job there. Excuse me. And then I heard Sheffield say, "Are you okay, Diesel? I think he's injured." And then I can't remember what else was said, but then it was drivers and firemen. So I'm thinking, I didn't know a tank engine needed multiple engineers and firemen. Come on. And then we get this weird jump cut of another Diesel based off Diesel. It's an 08 shunter, but it cuts so abruptly along with the audio where it's like, I don't know where this. It's a little bit differently painted if you look at the video. It's like black and white, and it has a face, but the face is jump cut so quickly you can't see it. And then Diesel kind of does like this. This is where. Oh, real quick, guys, I've been wanting to say this for quite some time since I changed my name on YouTube. It used to be 51 Napa. That was my original YouTube name. Now it's National Guard 5, and the reason why is because of this sponsor and this number. I just want to say that. So people don't think, did you serve? I want to make it, I never served. Because I like Dale Earnhardt Jr. And this happened to be one of my favorite paint schemes that Dale Jr. used. So if anyone's wondering where I got the name from, this is it right here. Right here. Wanted to get that out. That way people wonder, where'd you get the name from? Right here. Anyway, back to it. So what I was going to showcase with this is Diesel's in the barbershop, right? And then all of a sudden you could tell where the invisible tracks are because he does something like this as he comes out, and it's like, why would you make an invisible track like that? It would be better if he was down like that, like if the barbershop was here, and he came out just tilted up a little bit and like that, instead of him being like in the ocean or something, you know. Whoops. Sorry about that. My okay, okay, perfect. When I put the car down, I guess it moved the camera and it fell over, but it happens. Anyway, so back to the whole Shaver Diesel, and then out of nowhere, the El Fat Man, as I have heard him be called, he comes in out of nowhere. And I'm like, where'd he come from? No, seriously, where'd he come from? And then the thing that also wasn't the best was the way he was talking to Diesel. And every time the Fat Controller finished a sentence, he had to laugh. To me, that just doesn't make any logical sense. Why would you need to laugh after every time you finish a sentence? It just doesn't work well. And because of let's see who says that. Oh, thanks. Real quick, this is Athern. This is an Athern model, in case you're curious. And believe it or not, these are discontinued, so I kind of got lucky here. And it's also DCC, and it has a Tsunami 2 sound decoder in there. It does not have a Mars light on the front. So yeah, I just want to mention that real quick. Someone asked about that in the comments, so anyway, back to it. I'm almost done here. So, and then Sheffield takes not only his coaches, but the rest, Diesel's train that he had taken. And one thing I wanted to mention was when Diesel first left with that train, the two flat cars right behind him were a little on the light side. You could have put maybe at least a couple crates or something else on there to make it look a little more convincing instead of these two really, really small crates. And if you heard anything in the background, it's just my parents. They're talking. So anyway, let's see. Did I see the Coca-Cola 600? I unfortunately didn't because my TV screen behind me froze up. I don't know why. But let me finish. I'm almost done here. It ends with Sheffield taking not only his own coaches but Diesel's freight train. And it's a role reversal, and Diesel was like, "Wow, I can't believe I had the same experience as Duck did." And then it ends with the credits, and then you have that really, really weird end music. It's like a really high-pitched whistle in your ear. If you're wearing headphones, it's even worse. And then, there's all these credits, and some of them kind of didn't make sense. There was, a credit for Ben, as in Bill and Ben, but I never saw Ben in that video to begin with. Bottom line, Optimus Prime 2471 didn't listen to Conrail Fan 76. Now again, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being brutally honest while being constructive, critical about things, okay? So, I hate saying it, Optimus Prime 2471 didn't listen, made the same mistakes, and again, the main point of this whole talk is he needs a script. Because without a script, you get that horrible stammer, and there's a bunch of stammering, and you need to do at least 2 takes instead of trying to do it in one big sweep. That's why when some people they'll do multiple takes for their lines and animation and all that. You can't. It's very rare to get the right kind of tone, the right pitch, the right emotion in the first take. It is hard to do. Sometimes you can, but again, it's rare. But again, bottom line with Schaefer Diesel, the concept of a role reversal where Diesel crashes into the barbershop, that's a good idea. I really liked it. I think what would have made it a little bit better is if Duck was actually pulling that commuter train instead of Sheffield. That would have made it really interesting. Um, you know, and it kind of jumped to right in the middle of a close shave for Duck. Where Diesel goes up Gordon's Hill. I don't know why he called it Henry's Hill. Um, you know, that's where this whole bit started. I'll probably review Velocity Vulcan in another live stream later today or sometime this week. But yeah, that's my main beef with Schaefer Diesel. No script, the big stammer, just those little bits and pieces every here and there that just didn't exactly fit. But again, on the plus side, I like the concept. It was good. Crashing into the barbershop is absolute comic gold. The fat man showing up, at the most convenient time. I will admit that was pretty funny. Sheffield's faces, when he's surprised, obviously it looks like Gordon, but it's just priceless. I won't lie. But again, it's just the storytelling is just all over the place, and when you don't have a script, you tend to stutter, and when you stutter for that long, it's just like, you need to redo pretty much everything. So again, script it. You need to script it, Optimus Prime 2471, for every single future Thomas and Friends video you do. Otherwise, I'm going to keep critiquing them the way I'm due until you start getting your scripts together. I'll keep watching them, but I'm probably going to do something like this. Again, I'm not being mean. I'm trying to give out constructive criticism. So hopefully you'll listen this time and apply what I've said, and you won't. I'm just thinking of that stuttering. It's driving me nuts. Yeah. A script will do Optimus Prime 2471 so much good in future videos. That's basically the point of this video, but I wanted to point out all the other stuff that needed to be said. Until next time, see ya. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next live stream.